Hello and welcome to this presentation on Year 9 Progression Evening. I'm very excited to say we are now beginning the Year 9 options process with our Year 9 students. For those that don't know me, my name is Mr. Muzio. I'm Deputy Head Teacher for Curriculum Assessment at Eden Park High School, and I'm going to be talking you through this presentation. So in this presentation, what we're going to go through, we're going to look at an outline of what is happening over this academic year to help to support with the Year 9 progression process. I'm going to go through with you a bit more information about what the English Baccalaureate is about, an EBAC. You might have heard quite a few bits about that in the media, so I just want to again give some clarity as to what is meant by the English Baccalaureate. We're going to talk about the different pathways available to students. We do try and personalise all our pathways for the students, so I will go through that in more detail as well with you, and just outline the other presentations you'll be you can watch on the website this evening. I should say as well, all the presentations will remain on the website over the course of the year, so you can come back to these presentations at any point should you want to reflect and any more information about the Year 9 options process. So here are the key events that are happening throughout this academic year for your child to support them with their transition to Key Stage 4. Today is the 8th of October and we are launching the Year 9's option process. We have a meeting with a member of the school teaching staff to discuss options with parents and students to make sure they feel like they are well informed about the best options for them moving forwards. We've got an event called Find Your Future on the 9th of December where speakers from different careers will be speaking to students, and students can sign up to the workshop they would like to, and that will be happening during the school day, and we'll be releasing more information about that event shortly. There is the first draft of options will be completed on the 11th of December. That needs to be returned to the school office, and we will collect those in and we'll look at what the students have selected for the first draft of options. That's following their meeting with their transition support teacher. We have Year 9 Parents' Day in for the 11th of February. Again, that's a great opportunity to speak to your child's subject teachers to find out where the areas of strength are and where their areas of improvement are. And the final options for every child has to be completed by Friday the 26th of February. So as I mentioned, there's a thing called the EBAC, which is the abbreviation for the English Baccalaureate. Okay, just to make some clarifications as to regards to the EBAC. So the EBAC is not a qualification you receive. So you don't receive a certificate or anything for completing the EBAC. What the EBAC is a combination of particular subjects which suit a certain pathway of learning. Okay, and the subjects involved are English, maths, and science, as well as the humanities and a language. Okay, now to put that in context, by 2022, 75% of students will be following an EBAC program nationally, and 90% of students will be following an EBAC program nationally by 2025. So when you consider the options for your child, children that would be roughly around the same age group as them, they'll be having a collection of qualifications, but most of them will be fitting around this program called the English Baccalaureate. So they have the English, Maths, Science qualifications, followed by a humanities subject, which is normally history or geography, and a language. And at our school, it's going to be Spanish or French as well. Okay, so you'll see when we go look at our pathways in a second how there is like we call that the EBAC pathway, where we're suggesting certain children should go down that line. But as with anything, we will make our pathways as flexible as possible. And if children would like to follow that program of study, that is possible as well. So regarding the different pathways that are available, as I mentioned before, we try to assign each child a pathway we think that best matches them. Okay, obviously we've got to know them over the last 2 years in Year 7 and 8, and we're still continuing to do that over Year 9. We've tried to match into a pathway that we think is suitable. We mainly have 3 pathways. We have something called the EBAC pathway, which again where we're suggesting children should go and study the humanities and the language subject, as well as the English, Maths and Science. We have the flexible pathway where children can choose either to do a humanities or a language and have a more open feel to their options. And there's another pathway which is more like about what we call controlled assessment or practical pathways. So children we think would benefit more from doing courses that are of a more practical nature. So this is an example of an options form. The first thing you need to do is at the top here, just fill in that key information on that options form. We do have a parent signature on there as well. We do ask parents, we want to make sure parents are fully informed of the option choices their children are making. And the next bit we ask you to do is this bit here, about the guidance received over the course of year 9. So what you need to do here is just tick the guidance that you've received. And we do ask children, do take some responsibility and try to take ownership over making sure they do receive some of that guidance. But obviously we'll be providing various bits of guidance throughout the year. So for example, we'll be providing the Find Your Future event. It used to be an evening, but it'll be just an event now that we're providing. We also have provided you today with the progression evening, so hopefully you'll be able to tick that box as well. And we are trying our very best to do things like university visits, you see here, and other educational visits, just to help make children more aware of what it's like to be at university and what you need to do in order to get to university or any kind of future employment they would like to get to as well. Okay, so once you've done that bit there, what I'd really appreciate is this bottom section here. Out of all the guidance you receive, which bits were the most useful, because it helps to refine our options process for future years to make sure we can make it the best it can be for future years at Eden Park as well. And the last part, probably one of the most important parts here, is this kind of section on the right hand side about aspirations for the future. Now I do appreciate the children at the moment are 13, 14 years old, so they might not know exactly what they want to do in the future, but it's a good chance to just note down, if they have got an idea what they would like to do, they can write that down. But anything they feel like is their strength or any particular interests they have, it'd be good to write this down here, because we need to make sure the options they're choosing match that that kind of idea of where they would like to aspire to in the future. So here you get an example of what the option form actually looks like. So this is what we call our EBAC pathway option form. You see this section up here on the top left. This section here, they have to choose either history or geography and a language, French or Spanish. Once they've chosen that, so say this child here chooses history and then they choose Spanish, they have to choose 2 options from this section down here. Okay, so they might go for, right, they've chosen history and Spanish. They could choose to do music, and they can put a tick next to music because they want to study music, and they can maybe also go for business studies, so they put a tick next to business studies just there. Okay, that's their 4 option choices in total. So it's not 2 from each box, it's just 2 in total from these 4 boxes. Okay, if you do have any problems with regards to you've got like 2 subjects in one box, say your child wants to do music, they also want to do fine art, and they're both in the same box. When you come to complete your options form, just please write on the form that you would like to be able to, if possible, study both subjects. And I will try my very best to make those, to make it so those option boxes work for all our children, so they can actually study these subjects they would like to study. Like I said, I can't make any promises, but I do try my very best to make sure every child can study the subject they would like to pursue in the future. I'd also say up here at the top, you'll see these are the core subjects that every child has to study. So you'll see up here about English literature, English language, and mathematics. And you also see the science, and it again depends on the combined pathway or the triple science pathway. And that's decided by the science department, as I mentioned before. Down here, if your child does speak an additional language, there's an option they might be able to pick up an additional GCSE. So please just kind of circle here which language they already speak, and we can then discuss with you how they might gain a qualification in that language as well. And this last bit here, which says additional music qualifications, if your child already has a grade 6 or above in a musical instrument, we can add that to the portfolio of qualifications for your child, and they receive extra credit for that as well. So please just write that down in that box there if they're grade 6 or above. It doesn't have to be at this moment in time, it might be by the end of year 11. If you think they'll be at grade 6 or above, just please make a note of it in there as well. In this options form, just slightly different because it's like more of our flexible kind of pathway options form. You'll see here they can make 4 option choices. Now in the option choices, they can choose 1 from each box. However, they need to make sure at least one of those options, as it says here, one of those options is French, geography, history, or Spanish. So maybe they want to study geography in the future. So they can choose geography, say in this box here, and then they can choose any other options they want to. So they might go for art. They might then go for drama, and then they might also go here for sociology. That'd be the 4 option choices this child is going for here on using this pathways form. Okay, I didn't mention before, so on the other form, but where it says about the enrichment options, we will confirm those later on the academic year once our enrichment program is confirmed, and we'll get more information out to you about that shortly. And again, you can see here about any grade 6 or above, please fill that in here. And again, any additional languages that your child speaks, and you might be able to gain an additional GCSE or additional qualification, please just circle that the language just at the bottom here. We will discuss with you how we might be able to gain extra language qualification for your child. So when you're making your subject choices, all students have to study English literature, English language, maths, science, and PE. Now the PE that is compulsory isn't examined. It's to make sure children every week are taking part in a physical activity for their fitness and health and well-being. But with regards to science as well, just to highlight that in science, we do a combined pathway or a triple pathway. With regards to who's on what pathway, that's decided by the science department, depending on how they've well done in their assessments and the feedback they get from their teachers as well. Okay. Now, what we do have here is we try to offer as broad a curriculum as possible. Yeah, as you can see from the options forms, your children have 4 option choices. Now, a lot of schools now have reduced their option choices, which is, it can be a shame, but we still try to give the children as many option choices as we can feasibly manage, as well as making sure children get, good outcomes or outstanding outcomes at the end of Key Stage 4. So we do have a variety of different subjects in the creative and performing arts, and we're very proud that we can actually offer such a huge variety of subjects. We do offer some more niche subjects you wouldn't normally find. Things like sociology at Key Stage 4 is quite rare, so we do offer kind of some more niche-based subjects. Food and nutrition is an example of that as well. We offer some more kind of niche-based subjects, and dance GCSE is another more kind of like we say maybe more of a niche type subject. And we also offer subject study in Key Stage 4. We offer subjects that you only normally learn in Key Stage 4 as well. So we've got sociology there as well as philosophy, business studies, and media studies. You'll see there as well. Okay. Throughout the year, there'll also be theme days as well. That's where children have a chance to reflect on themselves and about them growing as young people. So they go between 14, 15, 16 years old, and about them growing into mature young adults, and going through adolescence. And then all students will end up with, just to kind of point this out, say it's quite important, a minimum of 9 GCSEs, depending on what pathways they do, but every child will have a minimum of 9 GCSEs at the end of Key Stage 4, no matter what pathway they're on. Okay, so further down this webpage, you'll see a number of other videos as well. They're there to help you and make you feel more informed about what Key Stage 4 is like. And about the curriculum and the content to do with the Key Stage 4 curriculum in the course subject areas as well. So you've got a video regarding the careers and aspirations support you'll get over this year. You've got a video about the English curriculum, the math curriculum, the science curriculum, and the pathways. Remember, been the combined or triple science pathways. You've got a video regarding languages in the school, and language at Key Stage 4. You've got a video regarding how independent learning works at Key Stage 4, because it is slightly different. How enrichment works, how we expand our programs as we go into Key Stage 4. And also how we celebrate the end of Key Stage 3 with our graduation at the end of Key Stage 3, and making sure children are ready for Key Stage 4. Should you have any other questions, please do feel free to drop me an email. My email address is on the screen now, so please feel free to jot that down. Or you can give me a call on the number there, which is on the screen. That's the number for the school, and ask us to be put through to my extension. I'm more than happy to discuss anything regarding the Key Stage 4 options process for your child. I hope you found this presentation useful, and I look forward to working closely with you and your child over the course of this academic year. Thank you.